Leagues 5 is set to launch in late November, which is just a couple of months away. I'm calling it right now. This is going to be the best leagues yet, even though we currently don't know enough specific information about this league to formulate a step-by-step game plan. However, we do know some of the major changes coming in this league, and I think we can lay out a very generalized plan to hopefully maximize league points as well as Echo Boss drops. If this video helps you out at all, then help me out by hitting that like button. But let's go ahead, cut this plug, and get right into it. I do want to point out that a lot of this is going to be speculation because we don't know the specifics yet. So this plan might change by the time we get to leagues, but let's go ahead and start off by talking about these Echo Boss drops because these are going to be massively important inside of this league. I believe that these are going to be build defining drops, whether they are weapons or rings or maybe even armor sets. We don't know for sure yet, but I believe that these are going to be the end game drops that you are going to grind for in order to maximize your build. We don't currently know exactly which bosses are going to come with an Echo version, aside from what was shown in the trailer yesterday, which is Dagannoth Supreme. I could not tell if all three of the Dagannoth Kings were Echo bosses in this trailer, or if just Supreme was. There is a chance that all of the Echo bosses this season will be right here at the Dagannoth Kings, and you will get the Mage Mega Drop from Supreme, Range Mega Drop from Prime, and then the Melee Mega Drop from Rex. But I highly doubt that they will decide to make every Echo boss in one region. Rather, I'd assume that they will spread these out to some of the least picked regions inside of previous leagues. So let's just go ahead and assume here that Dagannoth Supreme is the only Echo boss inside of the Fremnik region, and that this is where you would get the Mage Mega Drop. That leaves melee and range left to figure out, and it really is just speculation here, but I'm guessing that the Calphite Queen in the Desert will have an Echo version that is going to drop the range Mega Drop, and then maybe something like the Giant Mole inside of Asgarnia will have the melee Mega Drop. Again, that is all just speculation, so be sure to let me know down in the comments if you have any other predictions as to what bosses might end up being an Echo boss. But for simplicity's sake, I am going to treat this speculation here as fact for the rest of this general game plan. Really, inside of leagues, the one major choice that you have to make is which combat style you are going to want to main, because typically relics force you down a path that only buff one combat style. This, of course, might change a little bit with the new combat mastery system that they have planned for this league, but the combat mastery system could also be a change that makes things more restrictive. We don't quite know yet. Regardless, though, for me personally, I typically am always maging or ranging inside of this game, whether it be main game or leagues or deadman mode. I'm always going with mage and range. So I think I'm going to switch things up in this league and head down the melee route. This would mean that one of my region unlocks would be Asgarnia, or, you know, technically wherever the melee Echo boss is. But speaking about region unlocks, if we take a look at this graphic that they showed in the trailer, we see that Kourend includes both Zeah as well as the new Varlamore section of the map. If that stays the way that it is, this is going to be a must unlock region for everyone in order to stay competitive. As a matter of fact, Mod Arcane even said himself that this would be his go-to region because it is so densely packed with content.
Does that. Any areas you're definitely choosing?
Honestly, I really want to pick Varlamore just because that area is surprisingly dense. Like, it's kind of flown under my radar a little bit, but like when I was going through and putting tasks in for Varlamore, there's actually so much there. It's actually kind of crazy. So doing that in like a leagues context, when obviously I've not done that in prior leagues, will actually be just really refreshing.
And the Rising Darkness will be available too, because
yeah.
it comes out in 2 weeks, the league then in November. So that's awesome, actually. There's a whole new host of tasks to complete that never existed before.
Really competitive area.
Yeah.
But when he said that, he referred to it as Varlamore. So maybe they end up splitting this into 2 region choices this time around. Or maybe even like last league, they will just have this as an automatic unlock. If Varlamore is not an automatic unlock, it will be for sure a region that I am unlocking, mainly because I anticipate this being one of the best regions for points. If we assume that Varlamore is not automatic, that means that 2 of my regions have been picked, being the one with the melee Mega Drop, possibly Asgarnia, as well as Varlamore, possibly Zaya included in that as well. All of this basically makes my last choice of region dependent on what raid that I want to do the most. If Varlamore is included in the Korend unlock, then I would already have access to Chambers of Xeric, so I could technically use this final region unlock to unlock something more than raids, especially since the Scythe and the T-Bow and the Tumikin Shadow is set to come out of any raid this season. I would not be forced into Mortania just to get the Scythe. All of this information together is making me lean more towards my final region choice just being one where another Mega Drop comes from. Even though my mage in my range won't be buffed up by the relics, it will be interesting to see how good these Mega Drops are even without buffs. For example, if the Calphite Queen is in fact going to be where you get the range Mega Drop, which again is just speculation, but if that is the case, I would be choosing the Desert as my final choice, both to unlock Tombs of Amasket as well as access to a second Echo Boss. When it comes to relic choices and optimal task routes, there's still so much information that we don't know yet about this upcoming league. Be sure to keep an eye out on the channel because I am sure that this game plan will get tweaked a bit the more we start to learn about Leagues 5. If you made it this far into the video, comment "made it" down below so I can give you an extra shout out. But that is all of the information I wanted to go over in this one. I hope you guys all have an amazing day. I'm out.